Hello YouTube and welcome to another exciting episode of Slotted In There. So we're going to have some lovely tech as we use in there, talking about some tech, and we're going to show some weird and wonderful tech you might want in your life. Of course, we're going to maybe have a viewer's letter and solve a problem for someone through a bit of gaming as we do. And of course, in a few moments, we're just going to have a bit of gaming ourselves where we all talk about a game we played this week that you might want to know about or enjoy. But before we get the foreplay going, I'm going to have to introduce my comrades at arms. It's Sean, Damien, and Tim.
Hello.
How are we all, guys, this week? All good?
Bloody marvelous.
Bloody marvelous.
Yeah,
I'm
very nice.
Very nice. I'm pretty tired, to be honest. I'm pretty knackered. I've been away this weekend with the family, which is lovely because as we're recording this, it's Easter holidays. So, been away with family. I'm just very tired, late nights, early mornings, as you do, just mainly with my dog getting me up. But anyway, and I've been in a caravan van in the middle of the woods and there's been no internet signal. So I just wanted to go and check, the internet and see the world, what's going on the phone, because I'm a tech phone dealer. I need to know that sort of things. Anyway, I found walking the dog that actually the best place was by Duck Pond. And it was really good and everything, a good phone signal. But I couldn't stay there too long because the ducks kept attacking my dog. If I can get the words out, it was very horrific, especially for my dog. But that's my own fault, I guess, really, in the whole scenario for getting a purebred dog. Anyway, let's get on with the show.
On a bike.
Just die already.
I can't.
So it's This Week in Gaming. Like I said, we all look at our games we've been playing this week, and hopefully it'll be something you enjoy. And this week, we're probably going to start with Tim. But Tim, have you got a lovely card game for us this week? Because I feel last week you let us down, and the viewers were a bit upset. So have you got us a card game, Tim?
No card games, none whatsoever. We're going with some retro gaming. I'm actually going to be in keeping with the theme of the channel for once. So today we're going to be watching and playing a little bit of Pikmin. Pikmin is a cute little Nintendo kids game, isn't it? It's not for kids. You play the intrepid Captain Olimar, who was, I don't know, just like goofing around in space or something when he got hit by an asteroid, and then crash lands on a planet that may or may not be Earth. Once on the planet, you must take on the complex task of fixing your ship. But don't worry, you won't be alone for this. When you discover these weird onions, a Pikmin will pop out. Once you've plucked a Pikmin from the ground, you get to admire just how painfully cute they are. You can then just throw it at stuff, I guess. And then eventually it'll just pick something up and run back to the onion with it. And this results in more Pikmin. That's right, we're building an army. In order to complete various tasks, it will give you an indication of how many Pikmin are required in order to perform that task. And eventually you will find bits of your ship that have been scattered all over the place. 30 of them in total. You have 30 days to get them all back to the ship. Good luck. Some days you might get 3 or 4 ship pieces, but a lot of the time you're going to get 0. On the days when you're fortunate enough to get a piece of the ship back to said ship, it'll go through a little song and dance and repair itself. At the beginning of each day, you'll need to release your Pikmin from the onion, throw them at various flowers, bash down some walls, attack the local wildlife. Be wary, they bite back. Build a bridge. Attack big game. And of course, get those ship components back to your ship. Eventually, you're going to find some more onions. In this case, we have found a yellow onion. And somewhat unsurprisingly, yellow onions give you a yellow Pikmin. Later in the game, you'll also come across blue Pikmin. Each of the Pikmin has their own unique abilities. In the case of yellow Pikmin, they can pick up explosive rocks, and they can be thrown a little bit higher than the other Pikmin. The red Pikmin are fireproof, and the blue Pikmin are waterproof. Yes, that's it. Fly, my pretty yellow Pikmin. At the end of each day, it's important to get all of your Pikmin back to their various onions so that they're not left on the planet's surface where the local wildlife like to make them a late night snack. Pikmin, ladies and gentlemen.
So, Tim, that was an interesting game you had this week.
Yeah. Oh my God, how did that happen? Change the camera quick. That one, right? Yes, it was. Yeah, it was. It was a good week in gaming. Yeah, good week. Pikmin, love it. I mean, who doesn't love a bit of Pikmin? It's a proper old school. Like I say, it's not a kids game. I don't care who says it's a kids game. It's not a kids game. I love it. It's complex. There's puzzles, and I always like games weirdly that have that sort of natural progression of you issue commands and then things start to happen in the background. There's something quite satisfying about setting some Pikmin off doing a task while you can start focusing on the next task. So you've solved one puzzle, but that puzzle's still ongoing while you're doing something new. That's what I like. It feels satisfying doing that for me.
You like being in charge?
I like pushing people around, yeah, especially if they're smaller than me, like Pikmin.
Can't argue with that, can we? Yeah, brilliant. It's a great classic game. Pikmin, I had it on the GameCube when it first came out. I absolutely love it. Yeah, it's a brilliant one. So yeah, can't say much more than that, really. Who wants to go next?
Okay, this week I've been playing Shady Part of Me.
Are we there yet?
It's right there. Look.
Created by Douze DZM, a small independent French developer, The Shady Part of Me is a puzzle platformer like no other. In the game, you play as a small girl and her shadow. You can switch between the two characters and you must help one another to solve the puzzles as you go through the levels.
Just a bit more.
There's no real punishment in the game for not solving a puzzle or doing it wrong. You can press R to reverse the time to take you back to before you made a mistake. The further you progress into this dark, somber world that you find yourself in, you find more and more about your backstory as you converse between yourself and your shadow and other characters in the game. The game's puzzles ramp up in difficulty as you progress throughout the game, and some of them had me stumped for quite some time, until you get that aha moment where everything becomes obvious. Artistically, the game is gorgeous to look at, with the graphics having a watercolour styled effect and reminding me of games such as Limbo and Little Nightmares and Alice in Wonderland all rolled into one. The game can be completed in around about 5 hours, so it shouldn't take too much of your time up, and if you like your puzzle platformers challenging, I urge you to try this one. Okay, what do you think, guys? I mean, this game, made by a little indie developer, it's right up my street. It's a little puzzle platformer type with a bit of a twist on it, bit of an interesting story, and I think the artwork in it is just fantastic. Those sort of like watercolor pastel effects, just ticked all the boxes for me. What do you guys think?
The artwork's fantastic, absolutely amazing. And some of the puzzles, I possibly would give that game a crack, but I'm not a puzzle game type of person.
No,
Got me
I
interested.
am a puzzle game. I am a puzzle game kind of person. That it did interest me, I have to say, and I do quite like the idea of it being this sort of dual personality kind of thing where you can actually interact with another character in such a way that you are controlling it back and forth. I do like that as a concept. So yeah, I'd probably give that a go at some point.
No, well, I gave it a go because it was on Game Pass as well, and I bloody loved it. It was great. Yeah, so it's a really nice, good puzzle game, and not too long. So, what more could you want in that sense if you got time? Damien, do you want to go now?
No, not really. Not after you did that earlier.
Oh,
You
right, well,
do
I
it.
can go then.
You
It's
do
fine. You can go
yours.
last. No,
I'm
you go
sulking.
last. Save yours.
No,
Save yours to the end.
I'm
You've upset
gonna.
everyone now. No,
I don't care.
stay in your
You
corner
two,
and you go at the end.
you
Right,
gotta,
my game this week.
are you going to sulk all day?
I'm going to sulk all day. I'm so tired. I can't
I was
be
talking to
putting up
David,
with
but
these
fine.
dramatics from drama queens in the corner. All right. Anyway. Anyway, this
Wow.
week I've been playing a little game with my mate called Bob. So, Bob, it's a classic little platformer back from 16-bit era. You could have it on the Mega Drive and the SNES. And I remember when it first came out, I didn't actually have it, but it looked very cool and stylized at the time. The basic plot is you're Bob, you're off for a little date, and then your ship breaks that you're going in and you crash down on the planet, and your ship's ended up on the other side, or the parts that need on the other side. So basically you have to cross the planet and go through these weird levels of going, where am I? What's happening on this strange planet? Each level sort of has a time limit on it. Usually 3 minutes or 5 minutes. So you've got to find your way through the level, and they'll trick you in thinking you're going the correct way through these levels to waste that time. So you can explore the levels. They're quite pretty big, quite large levels. And like I say, you pick up different power-ups with different guns, and there's lots of different enemies to annoy you and everything. And it's quite frustrating in the fact of you'll think you're going the right way, and it's led you down a path you don't really need to go down. There might be a power-up or something exciting down there, but you didn't need to go that way, so your time's running out. So it's a bit, I won't say stressful, but time-consuming in that sense. You'll die quite a lot in this one if you're not very good, like I probably am not very good at games. So you'll be repeating the same levels over and over, and it's one of those classic games where you've got to learn the path, isn't it? So you'll do trial and error, you'll die a lot of times to get through each level. But it's quite rewarding, and you really enjoy it. The levels are essentially very similar, sort of find your way through, and they obviously just get standardly progressively harder with different enemies, and like I say, the puzzles are a bit harder to do. There's some platforming elements in some of them where you've got to jump quite a lot, which I'm pretty rubbish at, so I died quite a lot there. And there were some quirky ones, like you could drive your little vehicle through the level to try and get through it. So they're all quite cool and varied in that sense. It's quite good, and like I say, you get different guns, you get flamethrowers, you get different lasers to help you through the level and get through certain areas. So there's lots of challenge there. I was really impressed with it. Like I say, I knew I had it on the Mega Drive anyway, but I didn't really play it there. I played it on the Antstream service, so it's on there if you want to play it on PC or Xbox. And yeah, it's just a fun little platform to do. And you can drop in and out of again, and it's obviously not too long to complete. But it's going to give you that reward that you probably want from a game, because you have to learn the levels and you'll feel very satisfied when you can complete them as well. So yeah, it's a pretty good game. You should try. So a lovely bit of retro action there again. We had a Pikmin, and now you got a bit of Bob. What more could you want? Have you guys played Bob before?
I haven't. It looks like a typical sort of. Is it? I'm assuming it's a 90s game.
Yep.
It kind of looks like of the era, typical sort of like platformer. Is it kind of like Metroid-ish, or is it pretty much you go through this particular path and?
Yeah, it's a particular path. Like I said, you've got a time limit to get through it, and obviously you've got to find the path through the level. But it is good because it takes you off. You think you're going the right way, and then you end up getting a great power up or something, but it's not the correct way to the exit. So it's just a classic retro game, if you like, in the sense of you have to find your way through the level perhaps to complete it. So you feel very rewarded when you finally do it, because you probably die a lot, or it could just be me because I'm rubbish at games. But yeah, it's a good one if you like your retro platforming. Right, we better get to Sulky McGee in the corner. Come on then, Damien.
What if I don't want to?
Well, it's fine. We'll just end the section. It's fine.
Well, no, I'm going to let you all know what I've been doing this time. I've actually gone back a little bit further with the retro kind of things, back to the arcade standard with Bomb Jack. I decided to revisit some childhood memories this week, and with that, I fired up the Multiple Arcade Machine emulator and dived right into playing Bomb Jack. I did want to play other games, but I got madly obsessed with this one. Originally published back in 1984 by Teican, or Tecmo as it eventually became named. This was an arcade favourite of mine, and I have probably slotted enough coins in there that I could possibly have spent enough to own my own cabinet. Anyways, since 1985 this game has been ported to almost every platform ever, starting with the Sega SG-1000 right through to the PlayStation 4 in 2015, and even to this day I still can't get enough of playing it. This simplistic single-screen platformer is so easy to pick up and play, while at the same time offering a challenge with every playthrough. All you have to do is jump around the screen collecting the red bombs, to which there are 24 on each level, and avoid the robot things that are placed around the game area. Sounds simple, right? Well, sort of. While you're jumping around the map, being focused on collecting the bombs and avoiding the robot things, you might notice some of them start to self-delete and fall from their ledge to the ground, to which they explode. But this is where they evolve into something different. Some become flying saucers and others spinny orbs, which seem to hunt you down fairly rapidly, and there are other permutations of this too. Now this is where it starts to get a little bit more demanding. With every higher level, you get more robots, and they start to get a little quicker too. Oh yeah, the game area also changes, with the platforms in different places, and every 5th level has no platforms at all. But don't worry, to aid you on beating the game, you can get collectible bonuses to increase your score multiplier. There are also extra lives to be picked up, and if you manage to collect enough bombs in concession, you can fill this bar at the top of the screen. That will release a power ball, which, when collected, turns all the enemies into gold coins that you can then pick up. Rarely, there will also be a special collectible with an S symbol on it, and this will award you with a free game. And for those that are truly skilled, if you collect between 20 to 23 lit bombs, you get a special bonus at the end of the round. Although I've never managed this. If you like platformers and games that require quick reflexes and undulating challenge, I can't recommend this retro title enough. There you go, some retro arcade action that was ported to absolutely everything back in the day. A brilliant platforming game, single screen, collect the bombs. Beautiful. Pick it up, put it down, do whatever you want, however long you want. It's brilliant.
I totally agree. I remember this coming into the arcades back in the 80s and seeing it and slotting many 10 pences in there. It's such an addictive game, and it's one of those games that's very easy to pick up and play, but quite difficult to master. So it's got that nice blend of, you know, challenges, but you just keep slotting those 10 pences in. Brilliant.
Well, I personally hate this game for selfish reasons, because when I was younger and you go on a school trip and you sort of stay over at some place, like I can't remember what it was, some part thing. It's one of those trips, and the only arcade machine they had in sort of like the area where you could go and go with a pool table was that game, and I just didn't enjoy the whole experience. So I just watched that video back going, oh yeah, and I just brought it all back to me. I really didn't enjoy it. So for that reason, no, don't like the game.
PTSD.
Yeah, you try and trigger me every episode. That nearly did it. But I'll call my therapist later and it'll all be good, I'm sure. So it's that time of the show again where we show you some brilliant tech from the past or future, current one. It's going to be great tech, whatever it is, you're going to love it. So let's get straight into it. So what do you think of that, gentlemen?
Grass.
Merkin.
Nailed it. Next question. Oh, it could be a Merkin.
Could be a what?
Bit of a mossy one. A Merkin.
Well,
you don't know what a Merkin is?
I don't. Please enlighten me. What's a Merkin?
I'm
Google
not sure
it.
we can talk about it.
Yeah, Google it. Don't at work. So if you're at work and you're watching this, do not Google that.
Google it now while we're thinking.
Well, Wow.
It's a lawn. I mean, it's not AstroTurf because there's dry grass in there.
All right. Well,
Is-
shall I give you some potential answers just to cheer you up, Tim?
Yeah,
He
go
thinks
on
it's a lawn. Is it A, some grass-covered flip-flops to simulate walking on grass? Is it B, a new wig made of grass that is better for the environment? Or is it C, a new edible grass being sold at supermarkets has many different flavors to make it appealing, such as chicken, cola flavor, and cheese and onion? There's your choices.
I know what I'm going for. I'm going to go for A because it's dumb, but it's probably the least dumb of the three options.
They're great options. They sound brilliant, all of them, technology-wise. I mean,
What's brilliant about a grass wig?
it's good for the environment, better for the environment.
It may be better for the environment, but like you can buy a natural hair wig. Obviously, they're pretty expensive, but that's fine for the environment.
I too am going for A. Final answer.
Oh, okay. Any expansion on that, Sean? Just A. It's the feeling.
Just A. The other two don't make any sense whatsoever.
You want them to be Crocs, though, don't you, Sean?
No, I would buy them.
I'm going to go C.
C. Yeah.
Yeah. Why
If
not?
C's the right answer, I expect to get some of this grass. I want to try it.
You want to try some grass?
Yeah, I
mean-
want to try some grass chicken flavor. No, I'm going to go cola flavor.
Cheese and
Cola
onion.
flavour grass.
Well, look, it's going to get the kids eating their greens, isn't it? That's what it's after. Great bit of tech. Anyway, so we'll quickly get through it. I think we decided already. So Tim's going for A, Sean's going for A, and Damien's going to go for C. Therefore, I have a chance of winning because it could be B. Better than last week. Let's see what the answer is. And it is A. It's some grass-covered flip-flops to simulate walking on grass.
Why?
Why? I mean, why wouldn't you? Look at this. Why walk on grass and the perils, I suppose, what could be on grass when you can have just some grass flip-flops and you can have them in the office. I'm sure we will work. Probably want to get some, grass flip-flops there so everybody feels you're relaxed outside. No?
I have too many questions.
I want to get off the planet.
Do you know what? It's that lovely feeling, I guess, between your
You take
toes,
the
isn't it,
other
when you're
planet
out
with
on the
you.
grass? Nice,
Can you get them with sand on so it can feel like you're walking on the beach?
I mean, you probably could. That'd probably feel more like sandpaper, I'd imagine, but I don't know.
Yeah, you got to stick it to the.
Well, that's not going
Yeah,
to
that
be
would be-
real grass, is it? It's going to be AstroTurf.
Probably.
And then-
Probably. I mean, actually, look at that picture in the corner when it's on the grass. You're going to lose them, aren't you? Really? I know there's some bright colours on top. If you get a green strap or something as well, you're absolutely done, aren't you? Like
Want a
wearing a
green
flip
strap
flop.
on?
Yeah, get a green strap on, and you'll lose it in the grass.
You're going to need a really small lawnmower.
But
What are you doing? Trimming your flip flops?
And that.
on that, yeah. Jolly good. Oh, and that's what the tech this week. Wee
I'm
wee.
so disappointed that it
Big
wasn't.
fish, little fish, box, whatever it is. Anyway, jolly good.
We all wanted some grass.
Well, guys, in the aftermath of seeing the new Switch 2 and Nintendo's offerings, how do we all feel about it, and what's our general thoughts and purposes for it?
No, I actually really liked it. Actually, personally, I thought it was quite good. I was watching the what's the word? Event. I was watching the event. I can't speak. Anyway, I was watching it. It's quite good. What I did like about it, let's go with some positives because there's some negatives. Did you see the new little mouse thing they were doing? They were like, you can use one of the side things as a mouse. Now, when they first showed that, I thought, oh, that's pretty cool because you could obviously get there's some like indie titles or like PC games on there. And I thought that'd be cool because you can do some click and point games. But then I did find later on when they showed it that actually they wanted you to run it across the table like you were trying to do a wheelchair in one of the games they did. I thought that's not really practical for the Switch, is it? Because you're going to need a huge table in front of you all the time, where usually Nintendo things are like stand, throw your arms about, aren't they? But I'm like, I'm just going to nick the coffee table so I can pretend to roll along. So
I
that was
wonder
a
if you
bit.
can just do it in the air. Because
Well,
I know that they've got like the mouse things, but they're wireless controls that track you as well, don't they? So maybe
Well,
maybe there's an option.
I think, well, all you could see they were doing it on a table, weren't they? I think it must be to do with the
They were.
magnets, and I don't know the way it works, but I don't know the full technology. But anyway, but that was a positive in a sense. I like the way Nintendo are trying to innovate again. So let's give them credit for that before we start saying
They're
bad things.
innovating a mouse.
Yep. On a
Very
console.
awkward.
A mouse the thickness of a chocolate digestive.
Yeah, like you have to hold it like you come off with claw hands.
Yeah.
No.
Look, come on, PC Master Race. They're trying to make you. They're giving you a mouse now. Get these console people in there.
I mean,
I like.
Go on, Damien.
No, I was going to say I like the way that they're connecting the Joy-Cons, where they actually sort of snap on and lock in with an electromagnet, and they're very secure, and they bind onto the edges of the screen area. I kind of like that. Yeah, I'm done.
I think, to your point, Chris, Nintendo has been one of those manufacturers of always tried to innovate and develop and push the gaming boundaries. With this, I think they've played it very much safe. It is, to me, it's not Switch 2, it's Switch 1.2. Slightly better hardware, more expensive games.
I would say the hardware is significantly better, but I don't know that they're doing a lot with it.
I'm not sure on that. And just the things like, I mean, like the accessories for it, you can get a camera. What? Really? I mean, a camera now in today's age. And did you see the footage of the in-game chat between the participants? It was like something like 240p or something. The resolution was so bad. It was just like, I couldn't actually believe when we was watching it. Me and the guys were watching it. I said to them, I can't actually believe they've put this footage in the launch event, because it looked so bad. In today's age, where everything's HD and all the rest of it, that looks like it was going back 20 years, and it's just, I wasn't impressed. It was not what I was expecting.
It's like 6 frames a second in 240p. Not impressive. I mean, we can go back to PlayStation, the iToy. That was better than what they're offering with this. The Kinect sensor, a lot better than what they're offering with this, and at a price tag of around $50, I think it is, just for that camera on a little stand. Just saying. Just my honest point of view of the whole event and everything else, it is nothing short of scamming the people that have bought into Nintendo on the Switch. It is, in my opinion, nothing but a complete scam. Between $70 to $90 per game, depending on how you purchase it. Digital downloads are 70 to 80. If you want that little cartridge to flip in the back, that's an extra $10 on top. And 90% of the games, it's not actually a game on the cartridge. It's just a key to unlock the download for it. So why spend that extra $10 when you can just have it on a digital download? Because the game's not even on the cartridge.
But you get a lovely box, Damien, and that's the point I think you're missing there. Because that's what physical people. That's why you collect. You're like, lovely box.
There may be something to that as well, Chris. Because I mean, Nintendo's always operated in its own sort of its own space. It doesn't really do what everybody else is doing. It's never really been interested in going, hey, we've got the flashiest looking AAA games. Their focus has always been, oh well, we've got gameplay. Now, whether or not they have gameplay with this is open for debate, because frankly, I don't know yet. But that's what they've always focused on rather than the graphics. So people that are into Nintendo, yeah, maybe they will want sort of collectible bits and bobs, like the cases that things come in and that kind of stuff. So possibly, but for that price, I mean, I'm out.
In my opinion, Nintendo were the last bastions of hope for people that wanted to buy physical media and it still be physical media. The whole thing, the whole game was on the cartridge or whatever. It's gone now. It's absolutely, Nintendo have just destroyed everything that I held dearly for Nintendo. But, you know, difference of opinion maybe to everybody else who's a bit of a Nintendo Switch fan. I do like the idea that allow one person to purchase the game and then they can share it across another 3 devices. That's exceptional.
That was good.
I can't find anything more that I can support Nintendo with on this. I'm so disappointed in them.
But I will tell you why it's still going to be a success, because Sony and Xbox, the competition in that sense, they'll still do better. But the way Nintendo will get away with it is the reason because they're the only ones that still have exclusives. If you want to play your Zeldas, your Marios, your Mario Karts, your Metroids, you can only get them there. And that's why people do that. If they didn't have that, you're right, no one would buy that system. But otherwise, you're still going to go back if you really like those games and if the gameplay is good. I've got a Nintendo Switch. I've got there's about 5 games for it, and only 2 of them are mine. They're both Zelda games, and I would happily just buy a Switch for those 2 Zelda games because they're absolutely awesome. The gameplay is amazing. And while you still got that high quality coming through, that's why people will do it. And I don't want to spend 500 quid or whatever it is. It was like 400, wasn't it, or something, and like 90 quid of games and all that lot. But I will probably end up getting one when they come down a bit cheaper or second hand, because I will want to play Metroid 4, and I probably will want to play the Mario Kart, and probably the new Zelda that will come out of it. And if it's only those 3 games, potentially I buy over a whole lifetime of it, I'd probably enjoy it for that. But yes, you're right. I do agree. It's very expensive. It's not the family orientated thing, because that's really sort of aiming at kids and over trying to go to the high market by putting Cyberpunk on there and all that lot, try and go adulty, but it is really aimed at kids. So it's actually going to be the parents that'll have to fork out or 90 quid for a game, which isn't cool either. But yeah.
Buy a Steam Deck and emulate. Put your piratey tri-pointed hat on. Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Cheaper in the long run.
No. It is getting there, I'll admit. Even as a Nintendo, like I say, I bought ones off a Switch. It's getting a bit pricey. But we'll see. We'll see what the world has to hold. But basically, everybody thinks it's a scam. And I would have been the only one that championed it a little bit. But that's it. I like the mouse. The mouse was good until you had to do it.
You can't defend this. You can't.
It's a discussion. It's, I can just like the mouse. It's great. And all that lot. But yeah. Anyway, let us know down in the comments what you think. Is it a scam like all those guys? Or you like Nintendo? You can't wait for Metroid Prime 4 or something. It'll be good. Let us know. And then we can, answer the question one all, because we clearly didn't have a good decision there. So
we could do a democratic vote. All those that thought it was a bitch, raise a hand. Oh dear.
I need another hand.
It's your letters. It's your letters. It's your letters. It's your letters.
So next up, we have the part of the show where we solve a reader's dilemma by the only way we know how. Damien.
Some say when he was born, he drove his mum home from the hospital. Others say he likes meat so rare, he only eats unicorns. All we know is he's the Gamesmeister.
Hello there, boys. Here we are again. Has it already been a week? It only seemed like yesterday I was watching Tim thrash Sean in Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. But alas, here we are, with yet another reader's letter and another dilemma for you to solve. But before we get into that, you watching this, do you have a dilemma you wish to be sorted out? Have you reached a stage in your life in which you just don't know what to do, and you need a little help? Well, maybe I can help with the boys. Put a comment down below with your dilemma, and if I'm feeling kind and generous, I may read it out on the channel and get one of these to sort it out for you. Do it now. And so, on to this week's reader's letter. And this week, we have an interesting dilemma from a Mr. Ed209. Dear Slot It In There, I find myself at a crossroads and could use your wisdom in resolving a career dilemma.
Please put down the weapon. You have 20 seconds to comply.
You see, I previously worked in security, a respectable profession, until management made some, let's say, questionable decisions. The fallout, my manager took an unscheduled flight from a multi-story building, and I found myself in a rather intense disagreement with the prototype cyborg.
The beating heart of this gaming powerhouse is the Ryzen 5 3550H.
The result? Unemployment. A touch of trauma, a mild case of Tourette's, and a lingering sense of existential dread. Now, as I attempt to piece my life back together, I face a difficult choice. Do I return to the world I know, security, or do I take a leap into something entirely different?
Please put down the weapon. You have 20 seconds to comply.
Before donning my security badge, I'd always dreamt of becoming a midwife. I love children, and the thought of bringing new life into a safe and loving environment truly speaks to me. I believe my calm and reassuring nature could make a real difference, helping people through one of life's most intense moments. So, tell me, do I step back into the shadows of security, a field where I know my way around, or do I spread my remaining limbs and embrace the noble call of midwifery? I would appreciate your rapid response.
Please put down the weapon. You have 20 seconds to comply.
But, in the spirit of patience, I'll also gladly wait if you could help me navigate this tough decision. Many thanks, Ed209. Well, boys, what do we make of that one? An interesting dilemma this week, don't you think? What should Mr. Ed209 do with himself? Should he stay in security, protecting the local citizens? Or should he follow his heart and branch out into bringing new life into the world? The choice is yours, as always. And this week, it will be Chris taking on the challenge. Chris, you will be playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to beat the Emerald Hill Zone in 30 seconds or under. Get those running shoes on.
So there we go. We've got our orders. Chris, you're up. And this week, apparently, you're doing the Sonic Challenge. The Green Hills, is it? Zone? In 30 seconds or under.
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't be able to complete that at all. So I'm glad he's picked you this week.
Well, I've got to see if I can do it, because Damien didn't do very well in season 1, did he? So, I mean, we've got to...
Thinking that one about it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Games Meister picked it. I'm just pointing out, we've already tried this challenge once. It didn't go too well. I'll see if I can do better.
I am here, Chris. I have feelings.
No, you don't.
You're right. Just get on with it.
Anyway, what do we think then for this letter? Ultimately, it'll be my decision. But what do you guys think?
I think you should definitely be a midwife.
Midwife.
I'm thinking midwife too. Midwife's a good choice. I think you'd be
I'm
really
going to go the opposite then.
Stay in security. Did you not hear his heartfelt story?
Mm-hmm.
Cold, Sean, cold. But anyway, it might go that way, so we'll see. But if I win, he can go off and do his midwifery, because that was whiffery. That word. Anyway, let's see how we did. Okay, so here we go. Sonic 2 again. Let's see if I can do it in 3 attempts to get it under 30 seconds. Let's give it a crack. Here we go. Attempt 1. Right, we need that first. And then it's just jumping all across the top, if I recall. And we need to get these. There we go. Keep going, keep going. Oh my god, keep going. Oh, I've fluffed it there already because I should have been running. Oh, we were doing so well. But let's see where this puts us. Oh. Okay. It's not a good run at all, is it? It's not a good one. Oh, I've gone even slower. Oh, no. 40 seconds. That's pretty bad. Because I messed it up at the start. It's messing it up, isn't it? Right, let's go for it again. Okay, attempt number 2. Let's see how we get on. Right, better start. Let's jump on this. We need that. Here we go. You go on there. Jump across the top. Jump there. I need that. Come on, so we can go quickly. Right, this time, better run. There we go. Oh, get that one. Have a bit of defense. Up there. Ooh. Ooh, 30 on the mark. I didn't think I was going to do it. That's 30 on the nail. Hey. That's the challenge done. So we'll see if we can improve it though. Okay, final chance. So can we get under the 30 seconds? Oh, see if that slows us down. We could do with a nice rhythm there, couldn't we? It's all about keep moving, not slowing down. Ooh, like that. Right, we need the speed. Let's get it out. Right. Get up here. He's still going. Run, 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 run. Ooh! Well, there you go. Definitely under the 30. Just. But we did it. Just under the 30. Well, I was going to say. What can I say? I think I did it anyway. I did it. I showed you could do it. I had confidence in season 1, but I mean, you know, did it.
Yeah, well played, I guess.
That was very impressive. And less than 30 seconds.
Damien, what do you think?
If I tried a couple more times, I should have got to get to 23 seconds, but maybe I'll have to do that in the future. But, you know, for now, I beat the challenge that the Games Meister did. And yeah, and Ed 209, he gets to have a new career as a midwife, which is great and brilliant. So, yes, we've sold another problem. Hooray!
Golf clap.
Go ahead.
Focus. We're nearly there, Tim. We're nearly there. It is the end of the show. Brilliant. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been a good one. Yeah, we gave you the gaming, the tech, and all that lot. And yes, come back for more next week.
Don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe down below, especially if you like the video. Really helps us out. Doesn't cost you anything.
Also, leave a comment as well. Let us know what you thought of the show and let us know if you want to interact with us.
And tickle the bell so you're notified of anything else we upload in the future. Nice.
Brilliant. And as always, we'd like to end the show with a nice little quote, as an inspiring quote to send you off into the world of something else that's not YouTube. Anyway, brilliant. Mark Twain. I picked one from Mark Twain. We all know about Mark Twain. He's a famous author that wrote, if I get the right books, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. They're a bit old, but they're quite good. But he came up with a good quote that I found and thought we'd all like. And here is the quote. It is, never put off till tomorrow what may be done day after tomorrow just as well. I think I pretty much live my mantra in my life like that. I don't know about you guys. But hopefully next week, if I get, you know, stuff done, we'll have another episode. But until then, bye.
Bye.
Bye.